you want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro but are getting overwhelmed about what to pack for the actual trek, then you're in the right place. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Savannah and I'm the travel creator Solo with Sav. And tomorrow I am leaving to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I actually can't believe I'm saying that because it still is in those moments where it doesn't feel real yet, but it's happening. I will be in Tanzania for 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks I think. I'm going to be doing the 7-day Machame Mount Kilimanjaro route, and then after that I'm doing a 7-day safari. But I've been getting overwhelmed and stressed with what to pack, but I've been doing a lot of research for the past few days, weeks, and I think I finally have it down. So I want to help you guys, if you are in my same situation, know exactly what to pack so you do not have to stress. If you are doing the trek, you're probably booking it with a company. I don't know if anyone just does it on their own, but I'm doing it with a company called African Zoom. I actually found them via a Forbes article online that it's a luxurious way to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. So we'll see what that means. But today I'm going to be packing for the trip and walking through every single item that I am bringing so you can know exactly what you should pack for your trip. So I'm going to break it down into 7 different categories, which I know it's crazy that it's even that many categories. Let's get started. So first up is a duffel bag. This is what you're going to have the porters, if you're having a porter carry stuff, which you probably are. This is what you're going to put all of your clothes, everything in that you won't be carrying day to day, what you're putting in your day pack type of stuff. So all of your clothes, anything extra, you're packing it in this baby. So mine's actually a dry bag. It's really important to get one that is waterproof because often there will be days where it's going to be raining while hiking. And can you imagine all of your dry clothes that you are planning for the rest of the trip being soaking wet? I can't imagine that, and I don't want to. So it is important to have a dry bag. I actually just got this one on Amazon and it seems pretty good. It's also a backpack. So it's backpack, also hold it by the handles, and I think it's good to have it as a backpack as well for the porters. I don't know how they carry it, but it's probably nice to have both options. All right, next up, we got our hiking backpack or our day pack. This is where we're carrying our daily essentials: sunscreen, sunglasses, your water bladder, water bottle, all of those kinds of things where while you're hiking, you're gonna want. So this is actually not the exact hiking backpack I'm gonna be bringing because it's a little bit smaller. I just actually ordered a different one. So mine that I'm actually gonna be bringing, I believe, is a 40 liter. I read that 30 to 40 liter is the sweet spot because this one's just a little too small. I think this is a 20 liter, but make sure obviously it's comfortable. I showed this one as an example because it has really, really good back support, and these things, you want the bottom straps to give it extra support. It's gonna be 7 days of hiking, of strenuous hiking for hours on end. You want to make sure you're comfortable and giving yourself the best chance at success, so that is a really important gear to have right for you. All right, now let's talk about clothing. Clothing is arguably one of the most important things to have right. I remember trekking. I did the hike in Guatemala to Volcan Acatenango, and I was just not prepared with my clothing in the slightest bit. I only brought one outfit, so the one that I was wearing, and by the time I got to the top I was drenched in sweat. Then I had to sleep in that outfit drenched in sweat. It was cold at the top, then I got cold, and then I had to wear that outfit going back down. So I was just no, we are gonna have the right gear this time, the right clothing, enough of it, keyword. So let's go over it. Okay, so I think one thing I strongly recommend is for your base layers to be merino wool. Like I was saying in my Guatemala hike story, how I was super sweaty and it didn't dry. Well, if I was wearing merino wool, I think it would have, because it's known to be drying really, really fast. It doesn't smell, which is really great on a hike like this where I would be smelly. It's super breathable but also insulating. It's just like the perfect fabric, I think, for doing long hikes like this, which is why I am so excited for today's sponsor, Unbound Merino. And I got to go on a little shopping spree of their website. So let me show you guys what I got. So for my base layers, I am bringing 1 shirt per day of merino wool t-shirt or tank top. So I'll have 1 shirt per day. It dries fast, so I could use it maybe a few days later if I needed to, but it is nice to just have like a clean one every single day too. So this is the t-shirt that I got. That'll be such a good base layer, or just like for the first few days where it's warmer outside. It's so lightweight and cozy, but this might be my favorite top. First, so cute. Are you kidding me? I love the color too. But you guys, it is the most comfortable top I've ever put on. It is so lightweight and cute. This will be perfect for like the first day of the hike when it's like 70 degrees outside. Honestly, this together, this might be my day 1 outfit. Then I'm bringing multiple pairs of leggings, merino wool, just a good base layer. I do have a pair of shorts too, because I think the first day I could be wearing a pair of shorts. We'll see. I probably will still wear pants just because, I don't know, I don't want to get too dirty, but I do have a pair of shorts in here too in case I'm feeling like it. Then layers are going to be really, really important because it can be like 5 degrees Fahrenheit at the summit. So the temperatures, like from when we start to when we end, vary drastically. So it's super important just to have a whole bunch of different layers. So I do have also a long sleeve merino wool, good base layer for those colder days. So this long sleeve is amazing. It is so loose, lightweight, breathable, and adorable color. Okay, then last but not least, I got this jacket that will be a perfect layer to put on top of for the chillier days, and then also it's a good layer to put underneath like my thicker big jacket. So it's just a nice little zip up. Ooh, the arms are really long, which is nice and cozy. This is so cute. Like I said, merino wool is the perfect thing to bring on really any trek, but especially this trek, because it's naturally odor and wrinkle resistant, moisture wicking, and temperature regulating. And that's literally exactly what you need for this trek. Why Unbound Merino is my favorite merino wool company is because, first of all, their clothes are actually really, really cute and versatile. Some other companies that I've checked out, just, I don't know, they weren't as like stylish. This is just more my style. Super, super cute, and all colors are really pretty. Goes with everything. Also, you guys, the material is so soft. It's not like one of those itchy sweaters. It's so lightweight and cozy. I feel like while I'm hiking, I will actually be comfortable in this, and I'm really excited about that. Another big thing for me about any clothes that I buy is to make sure that it is ethical and sustainable, and Unbound Merino is sourced from RWS certified, independently run Australian farms. So it is sustainable, ethically sourced, and cruelty free, which love. Then I also had this actual fleece jacket that's going to be a little bit thicker, a little bit warmer, that I think I could wear on top of my merino wool. And then a few things that I don't have right here to show you guys, but that I'm going to actually be renting from the company that's super important, is a warmer insulated jacket. So like the thick jacket that I'm going to be wearing at the summit. Also a rain jacket in case it rains, because honestly it probably will, at least one of the days. And then also rain pants I'm gonna rent from them, and trekking pants. Another important clothing item is, of course, socks, which I also think is really important to get merino wool socks as well, because again, they are quick drying, breathable, but also really thick, good for your feet material. I also have Unbound Merino socks that I'm bringing, which I have also learned from previous trips, it is really important to have this material. So spend a little extra, get merino wool socks, and you will not regret it, I promise. But it is important to get a mixture of sock lengths. Obviously, you're gonna wanna have the tall ones for everyday hikes. So I'm bringing about, I would say 1 per day for that. And then also have shorter ones. You'll see why once I get to the shoe section. All right, next category we got is headwear. This is a pretty easy, straightforward one, but still important. So I'm gonna be bringing just like a regular hiking hat that I'll probably be wearing almost every day. Then again, since it gets so cold at the summit, it is important to make sure that you bring a beanie because remember, it's gonna be like 10 degrees Fahrenheit. So don't forget a beanie. And of course, also sunglasses. These will also be a daily item. And then again, because it is cold at the top, gloves are going to be so important. These actually aren't the ones that I'm bringing. I ordered some on Amazon, but I'm gonna have 2 pairs. I'm gonna have like a regular, just lightweight kind of for hiking or maybe when it's getting a little cooler but not super cold yet. And then I am going to have a thick pair as well once we are getting to the summit and it is 5 degrees Fahrenheit out. We'll want a thick pair too. Then a few other things that I don't have on me right now that would be probably very good to add. I have the one thing ordered, it's not here yet, but is a balaclava, because when we get to the summit and it's cold out, it is gonna be so important to have everything covered and warm. So I do think that's important to get. And then a more optional thing that I think some people have, I'm personally not bringing, is a neck warmer. So just a few other things to keep in mind. All right, next up, and like I said, I think possibly the most important item, shoes. So obviously we're gonna have hiking shoes. I have these Columbia ones, which have been my go-to for years. You're gonna want a tall pair, good ankle support. And then an important thing to also have, I am bringing a short pair of hiking boots, which this is for just around camp, like after you're done hiking for the day. So it can be kind of whatever you want. It could be more of a sneaker. I mean, probably still do a hiking type shoe, or it could be a sandal. I think some people do some kind of sandals or bring that as well. But yeah, I'm doing a shorter little hiking boot. And kind of in the shoe category world is crampons. Crampons? Crampons? However you say them. These bad boys. If you don't have a pair, it's okay. I'm sure the company that you're going with, you can rent them with them. But these are important because the summit a lot of times is pretty snowy and icy and whatnot. So make sure if you don't have a pair, you rent them, but just keep them in the back of your mind. All right, now let's talk about the toiletries, or all of the little things that are easy to forget about, I think, but so important to have. All right, first up, so important to have, obviously, sunscreen. I am bringing a legit, sunscreen lotion that I'll be putting on my body throughout the trip. I'm also bringing a little face sunscreen stick to use on my face throughout the time. Then another important thing to bring, which I don't know how buggy it gets on the trails, but I think we go through like more of a tropical-ish climate at some point. So bug spray, or I have this cool bug balm, which is natural insect repellent that I've been loving lately. It's by Kate McLeod. And then, so there's no shower. I will not be showering for 7 days, but obviously we got to stay a little clean somehow. So wet wipes are gonna be your best friend for taking a shower throughout the trek. Make sure you have that. And then kind of going with that, I'm also just bringing like a hand spray sanitizer. So 2 things to shower while we're on the hike. All right, now this next section is for the girlies only. So if you're a guy, you probably will not be interested, so skip ahead a little bit in the video. So my Flow app decided to tell me that my period is supposed to start on day 1 of the trek. Like, I don't know how it could be so poorly timed. I'm so annoyed, but that's always how it goes, right? So instead, gotta be overly prepared. So if you are like me and your period is going to maybe be while you're on the hike, these are all the things that I am bringing to be prepared. First, obviously, lots of pads, lots of tampons. Too many, because usually when I travel and I don't have enough or I forget some, you can go to a store, buy some, whatever. that's not really exactly happening on a mountain, so bring too many of that. Then the question is, okay, what do I do after the tampon has been used or after the pad has been used? So what I'm doing is I actually got these little disposable bags. Like, I don't even know what it is. It's disposable bags for tampons and periods. I got it on Amazon. And it's basically this little bag that just opens, you can put it in there, close, and it seals it off. And why I like this particular one is because the bags are made from plants, so they're completely biodegradable. Not that I'm gonna be throwing it on the mountain, but it's still just nice. And then I don't even know if there's gonna be like garbages throughout the time. Like, I was thinking about it, I don't know. So I'm prepared in case there isn't. I also brought, or I'm gonna be bringing, just like a Ziploc little baggie that then I can throw these in here and seal it up. And then I'll just throw this in my bag. So hopefully it's not getting gross. Then I also have these feminine wipes, which are also biodegradable, which is nice. They're fragrance-free, pH balanced, so they're really meant for you when you're on your period. It's basically like the wet wipes, but I feel a little better about it using it down there. So I have some of those that I also got on Amazon. And then because I want to be overly prepared, I also got period underwear. I think I have like a 5-pack, so like 1 a day, just in case. It is just better to be like over prepared in this case scenario, so I also have those. And then lastly, I get really bad cramps on like day 1, day 2, so I am just bringing so much ibuprofen and Midol just in case. I just want to be on top of that, so I'm bringing a bunch. Don't forget that, because that is really important. I just can't imagine having really bad cramp and being on a 6-hour hike, so just make sure you're prepared for that. All right, girls, since I still have just you on here, let's also talk about our hair stuff. I'm going to be bringing a bunch of hair ties, little hair bands, obviously a brush, but I think I'm just gonna do like a mini brush just because it takes up less space in my bag, also a wet brush. And then I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, obviously we can't wash our hair, but I still want it to be somewhat fresh. I mean, okay, I don't really care that much, but I thought maybe I'll just bring some dry shampoo too, because why not? So I just have like a little travel size of dry shampoo. And I think that's it for the feminine stuff. So, hi guys, welcome back to all the guys that were watching this. One thing that I was talking about to the girls is having plenty of ibuprofen. This obviously relates to you guys too. Just, you never know. It's nice to have, so make sure you have ibuprofen or Advil, whatever you take. Make sure you have enough of that. All right, now a final few things that I'm packing in my toiletries is obviously toothpaste, toothbrush, pretty standard, but I did get like a little foldable toothbrush, which I think is nice, and then a little baby toothpaste. Then I'm bringing chapstick, but like a sunscreen chapstick, which I think is pretty important to have that sunscreened as well. Then obviously deodorant. I think this is gonna be a big thing that I'm using. I might actually want another one or something, because I'm gonna be loading up on this baby. And then one thing that I'm sure you guys have thought about or need to start thinking about is medicines. So a big question when I first started researching on visiting Tanzania is, do I need shots? Do I need to take any kind of pills? What do I need in that aspect? So US citizens going to Tanzania do not need to get any shots beforehand. The only thing to enter the country is yellow fever vaccine, but that is only for specific countries in Africa where it's a problem right now. So it's required for those people when entering the country, but it's not required for US citizens. But the one thing that I do recommend getting beforehand is malaria pills. So I got this because I do know someone who got malaria when going to Tanzania. So I think it is just better to be on the cautious side when it comes to that. So you can get malaria pills from your doctor. Just tell them that you're going to Tanzania and get it beforehand, but you do have to start taking them 2 weeks before you go to the country, so make sure you do get them in plenty of time. And then the other medicine that is going to be really important is altitude sickness medicine. I actually had a friend who recently did the Mount Kilimanjaro trek, so she was giving me all the insider scoop, and she said that it really helped her on the trip. But apparently the US only is able to prescribe like half a dosage or something, so you can also get it when you are in Tanzania, because I mean, it's a really big thing there. Obviously everyone's getting it before they go on the hike, so I actually didn't even get it before. I think I'm going to get it when I get to Tanzania, so I can get that double dosage amount that is needed. And I think that's the only other medicine that I would recommend. All right, now let's talk about camera gear and electronic stuff. So my main camera that I'm going to be using on the trek is my phone. This baby right here. I am actually not bringing my big real camera because it's so heavy. Like, it's really heavy, and I just want to be more focused on accomplishing and getting to the summit than worrying about that and having all that extra weight on my back. So I'm just bringing actually my phone and my vlogging camera, which I'm using right now so you can't see it, but it's about this big. It's more of like one of those flip ones, so it's lighter weight, and I'll use that for obviously videos and maybe some photos, but those are actually the only two cameras that I'm bringing. I might bring my Insta360 as well, just because it is so lightweight, or maybe like a GoPro if you want to bring a GoPro, but I would recommend to stick with smaller stuff just because it is so much better to have less weight on your back than more. So that's all I'm bringing for actual camera gear. Now with electronics, I don't have it with me because I ordered it and it hasn't come yet, but to be able to charge stuff, I'm bringing a solar powered power bank. That's a tongue twister. I'll show a picture of it, but it's like, it unfolds into this long thing, so it's solar powered and it's able to charge pretty much everything. So that is what I'm bringing to be able to charge electronics, mainly my phone, on the hike. And then I'm also bringing little AirPods to be able to listen to stuff while I'm hiking, because that's a big thing for me, to just get my mind distracted. And these are really easy and lightweight to throw in, so I'll be bringing those as well. All right, now random things that didn't fit into any of those categories. First off, trekking poles. I will have trekking poles. I think probably everyone, this is like a main thing that I feel like is common sense, but I personally don't have any, like I didn't buy any, but I can rent them from the company, so you can probably also rent them from whatever company you're going with, but that's probably going to be an important one. A few other things that I'm renting from them is sleeping bag, a blow-up little sleeping mattress, and I think that's it. I bought a blow-up pillow, and I think in a few videos that I saw, this was a big thing that like some people didn't have and they regretted it so much. So on Amazon, there's like a little blow-up pillow that you can get, and I think that'll be important for getting some decent sleep. Then another important thing that I'm bringing is a water bottle. I chose this one because it is more lightweight than like one of those big, heavy, really keeps it cold water bottles. So I'd probably recommend that, just again, less weight on your back, to get a lighter weight one. Then for towels, I have a few different sizes of these microfiber towels, which are quick dry. If you don't have these, I strongly recommend getting them. They're honestly good for like any trip I go on, I bring them anyways, but it's especially good for this so that it dries super quickly. I have a big one, I have a medium-sized one, and I have like a little one as well. And that's everything that I'm packing to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I leave tomorrow for my hike. I'm nervous, I'm excited. I was pretty nervous for like the past few weeks. It was mainly only nerves, but I feel like I'm as prepared as I can be. I have done a lot of difficult hikes for the past few weeks to try to prepare. So I think some of the nerves are going away. They're still gonna be there because I want to summit. I want to do it so bad, but I know it's gonna be the hardest thing that I've ever done, physically, mentally, all of that. And I think that's where the nerves are coming in. Just like, I know it's gonna be so hard, but I know I can do it. So I'm excited as well. I'm also going with my dad, and that is really, really special for me because this is his #1 bucket list thing. He is turning 70 this year. He knows there are not many more years that he's gonna be able to do this. So it's a big challenge for him, but he is prepared so hard, so much. I know he can do it as well. And it's just gonna be so special to share that with him and try to do it together. So now hopefully you have all the information you need to start packing for your trip with less stress. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna be taking you guys with me every single day on the mountain and doing vlogs of everything. The good moments, the bad moments, the scary moments of me and my dad doing it. So 2 different perspectives. It's gonna be really interesting to see how it unfolds. And I'll also do an after video of going through like what I'm really glad that I brought and maybe what I didn't need or something I didn't need to pack. So I think that will be helpful for you guys as well. But yeah, if you want to see all of that, stay tuned. And until next time, keep exploring. Bye.